What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Alan. If you're new to this channel, I want you to hit that subscribe button somewhere. I don't know where it is. You guys know where to find it. Now today's video is very important because it was recommended to me by you guys. I got a series of outpour asking me about my consistent style on my Instagram feed, on my YouTube channel, on my Twitter, across my social media platforms. So we're gonna dive deep into that and discuss how I'm able to achieve that and how you can go about achieving it yourself. But before we do that, we gotta talk about this. Bespoke Post has sponsored this video. They are a subscription box service for men, the modern man. No matter where you are in the world, this box comes with really nice goods inside of it, and you can select the goods. From everything that I've read online and all the things that I've seen online in terms of video content, I've noticed that everyone's saying that Bespoke has really changed their lifestyle because it's added new items into their life that they would typically not be able to, take advantage of or even think about considering. So I think that's a challenge that I'm going to accept, and we're going to open up some boxes. Kind of funny, but now I completely understand why Unbox Therapy does what he does on this channel. This was a very therapeutical process of just opening up boxes, throwing things away, and getting the excitement of seeing what's inside of them. And I'm super stoked on this. I know my friend Peter is going to be super proud of me for finally having a proper pocket knife. I've had a pocket knife for so many years of my life, but actually, it's not really a pocket knife, it's a butterfly knife, and which you shouldn't be allowed to kind of carry around. But this thing right here is super nice. I love the details in it. I love how nicely it's been designed. It's very sharp, so I've got to be careful. I actually really enjoy all the stuff that I got in the boxes. Now, what I really enjoyed about the boxes also is how well they were designed. I like the placement, I like the logo, the branding. Very nicely done. Now in the boxes we had the refreshment kit. Now this is very essential for any guy who's kind of trying to take care of himself, making sure that your hair looks good, your face looks good, your skin looks good. All this stuff is very important. You got the flip knife, which is amazing. You got the weekender bag. This is essential for traveling. I'm gonna be using this a lot. And then we got the age kit. Now everyone knows, well, if you don't know, now you know, I love my scotch, and I love my whiskeys, and I love my drinks on the rocks. And I'm really excited to use these new glasses. I really like how they rotate and everything. This is awesome. I think you guys have to definitely check out Bespoke Post. Now they've been generous enough to give you guys all 20% off of your first box. All you have to do is use my code. It's right here, capital ALEN 20, and the link's in my bio. So be sure to check that out. Sorry guys, I got really hungry there for a second, and also really thirsty, so I had to take a minute. But going back to the video topic, we are talking about consistency, and specifically how to create consistency across your social media platforms. Now it really comes down to a couple of things. For me, it's always about the style, the approach, the language, and the character. And those are the four things that build the consistency in your work. In terms of style, it's about the way that you convey your images, the way you convey your video footage, the way it looks, the colors, the themes, the concepts, the compositions, everything that allows people to identify that it is your style and it is your brand that is creating the content. And that could be achievable. As an example, look at my Instagram. If you scroll through my Instagram, you'll see the consistency in the colors, the type of content, the themes, the general mood that allows people to identify that it's my work. Now, if you go over to my YouTube channel, similarly, if you're scrolling through, again, there's a consistency in terms of the titles, in terms of the style of the video covers, and everything else that's on the page. If you actually click on the videos, you'll notice there's consistency in the way I introduce myself and the way I close the video. And that's how you build and allow people to have some sort of direction in terms of the style and approach and the consistency that they want to see, so that your work stands out and they're able to really identify it right off the bat. Moving forward, in terms of approach, is how do you approach your content? And in order to understand that, you really have to ask what, where, when, why, and how. What are you capturing? How are you capturing it? When are you capturing it? And so on and so forth. For me, I try to capture content specific times of the year, when the weather's changing, when it's really moody outside, rainy days are great, foggy mornings, anything like that, because that's the consistency of type of work I capture and I share online. Now, in terms of where, it can be anywhere in the world for me, because the type of content I produce and allow people to see is travel content. It's all about adventure and getting out there and discovering. That's part of my brand, is allowing people to be able to see themselves in my world as far away or as close to home as possible. How do you capture the content? What kind of gear are you using? Is it consistent in terms of the look, the features, the colors, everything else that goes into the type of equipment that you use allows you to create those content? Those two things alone, the style and approach, really come down to a lot of important elements. It's your decision as an artist and how you want people to perceive your content. And not only how do you want them to perceive your content, but what do you want them to take away from it? Third thing that I usually focus on is language. This is the most essential part of allowing someone to dive deeper into conversation with your work. Because one thing is to see your work in terms of the photo content, if it's a photographer, in terms of video, but it's another to express it in language and how you talk about it in person, how you talk about it online in terms of written format, and how do you tell your story so that people can resonate with it. The last thing is character. This is who you are, what you believe in as an artist. You do not want to come off fake, and you do not want people to question your work. You want to be as authentic as possible and put your passion and your true feelings in your work. That's the only way you'll build a consistency in terms of your work content and also your ability to connect with people. Over the years, those were 4 fundamental things I really focused on in order to create my content and share it with the world. Because 98% of the time, I can't sit there and talk to someone in person about my work. They can see it online, but how do I allow them to enter my world and really understand why it is I create the content that I do? So by allowing your content to be consistent across all your platforms universally, allows your audience to see it and resonate with it. And in resonating with it, they build a sense of connection and memory with it. Therefore, every time they see it, there's a consistent element that they resonate with, and they'll remember that it is your work. That is when you know you're a good artist, is when you're scrolling through your feed and you can figure out exactly whose photo or whose video it is without even having to read the name. So that's what you want to be able to do, is identify yourself and separate yourself from every other artist, but in doing so, really make sure that it is something that you believe in. Anyways, I could talk about this topic for hours and hours and show you guys constant examples and whatnot, but I think the best way to approach it is to have you guys ask me questions so I can see exactly it is that you're interested in knowing. And you could do that, just leave the comments below. I'm going to go through every single comment and give you guys feedback and give you solid feedback, my experiences, my personal experiences, and experiences that I've got to witness from other artists and other creators around the world. So don't be afraid, leave your questions. I really want to know what you guys are thinking. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys all next week. Peace!